Think not the Lord came for peace on this earth. He came to give us a sword. Shalom in the name of the Lord, everybody. Welcome to the Time of Knightwatchman. Time, commentary, information, Bible, prophecy, and stuff. Well, other than prophecy and stuff today, we're going to continue focusing on the ancient Hebrew. And, I'll tell you what, while doing this current study, I'll tell you what, I've been blown away. You know how is it, I don't know, some of you people out there who are born again, you know how it is, like one year you'll study one book, and the next year you read the same book, but you get a different outlook and a different perspective. Well, I was just awestruck at the second time me going through this. I've done this before, obviously, but this is like, wow, I'm just totally blown away. So that's the whole point of this, is just, to be in awe and just see in retrospect who and what God is and how his word originally was transcribed, its meaning, its purposes, and the depth in which we go. I mean, it's pretty deep. We're no longer in the milquetoast churchianity anymore here, or fluffianity. We're definitely into the hardcore stuff in our study. So if you're ready for some meat today, here we go. Woo! So I want to start off with one of this. There is only one way, one truth, and one life. And the only way to the Father is through his only begotten Son, Jesus Christ. Now, those who get offended by that, well, too bad. This is the way God set it up. Like it, leave it, whatever. Anyway, so let's move on. What's the topic of the day? Again, we started with, are we living in a matrix? Of course, we're addressing the ancient Hebrew, the depths of it. We're looking at the interesting portions of it that makes us look at the whole point that the beginning sounds a lot like the ending, and the ending almost sounds like a beginning. Hence the idea of a vortex that is perpetual, both in and out. So in Genesis 1:2, and the earth was without form and void. Those basically the key words we'll be cutting into. We went into the was. The whole point of it, again, what was without form. So let's go on. To who was the word we got into about the desolation, the vanity, and the precursor to that, to be. To be or not to be, that is the question. So which give us an inkling that there was something before there was nothing, which is not too far from the truth if you think it in more, expanded perplexities, if you will. Sometimes we wrestle with words and we just don't quite understand where it's coming to. But again, the earth was made void, and that's what we're going into here real soon. So again, and void. So what is void today? In the beginning, God. Of course, God, this is the earth as we knew it back then. It was void of anything. And yet there was the inclination that there was something before. Is it possible we are repeating the same thing over and over again, hoping for a better outcome? I mean, it is the will of God that all people come to the saving grace of the Almighty God through Jesus Christ. So in that notion, we continue in, the words themselves and see what they're pointing us to. It's just an amazing fact, or truth, if you will. So let's move on. So, and void. So the word void in Genesis 1:2, and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. So the face of the deep, so we're talking about the waters here. I'm trying to make this a little bit better here. Anyway, so let's move on. Void. So it was void. All right. So in the Hebrew, what would be modern or ancient, the word is bahu, from an unused root meaning to be empty. A vacuity that is superficially an undistinguishable reunion, emptiness, or void. So that's bohu. So to be, that almost sounds like a future tense. So it was to be made void. Wow. I'm just going with what the words are here in definition. I just find the whole void thing is suspect at what was before void. All right. So bohu, from an unused root, meaning to be empty, a vacuity that is superficially an undistinguishable ruin, emptiness, a void. Again, we're going to go back to the ancient Hebrew, not modern day Hebrew. So let's transcribe and go back to that. All right, so bet. It starts off with bet, as in the word bahu. The meanings of this letter are house, tent, and family, as well as in, with inside or within as the family resides within the house or tent. And yet look at that symbol. Doesn't that look like the beginnings as well as the end of a vortex? I mean, look at that for a second. No? You don't think so? Let's go to here. What are we looking at? See, this is what blows my mind away. You look at these things like, so what is God trying to tell us here? Now, we know how the rabbinical point of view, that's what I just gave the definition of what the meaning of the word bet is. But yet, look at this symbol. This is a letter in the ancient Hebrew alphabet. Is there a correlation? One of those things that makes you go, I may be onto something here. And let's move on to the next thing. All right, so then there's the hey, which is the original pictograph for this letter is a man standing with his arms raised up. The modern Hebrew and original name for this letter is hey, a Hebrew word meaning behold, as when looking at a great sight. This word can also mean breath or sigh, as one does when looking at a great sight. The meaning of the letter is behold, look, breathe, sigh, reveal, and revelation from the idea of revealing a great sight by point it out. So it's almost like you think of somebody, you ever see these people who are stranded on the side of the road, they wave their hands up like, hey, I'm right here. Interesting point of view. Let's move on. All right, so, wait a minute. Isn't that interesting? Look at that. Is that a coincidence? I'll tell you what. You be the judge. But, hey. Here I am. Hey! God, I love this stuff. Again, it just, What do you think? Huh? What do you think? Seriously. All right. So, then we go to the Vav. The original pictograph used in the early Semitic script is a picture of a tent peg. The tent pegs were made of wood and may have been Y-shaped to prevent the rope from slipping off. Slipping off. It's like getting all Yiddish on me here. Slipping. It's slipping off. Oy vey. All right, so this is the Vav. We've addressed this letter once before. Interesting thing that. But again, tent peg. What is this all pointing to? All right. Oh, wait a minute. Is that a coincidence? Another coincidence? Okay, there's a tent peg there on the bottom right. There is the Vav. I don't know. Like I said, it's like, it seems very interesting to me. What do you think? Huh? Am I just going off my cradle? All right, let's go on. All right, then let's put it all together. Now, this is the thing that really gets me in this pictograph, if you will. Who or what are we looking at with these symbols? I mean, seriously. Who or what are we looking at with these symbols? You know, again, these are letters to a word, void. But yet, look what are we looking at? You just go on the meanings of the symbology and yet the similarities to, well, nature and creation, if you will. So who or what are we looking at with these symbols? Could it be? Nah, couldn't be. No way. And made void. Yet the vortex, tent peg, the house, the home. I don't know. What do you think? And we're just like, in just the first chapter of Genesis, chapter, was it 1-2? Right? Wow. And made void. Anyway, so here's the numerics of the letters. The bet, the hey, and the vav. The bet is the number 2 that is generally linked with the word separation, for it deals with things that are divided or things that bring about division. That's interesting. Remember I was talking about the paradoxical inversion? This is going back to the letter chet, and how we're looking in a form of vortex, both coming and going, beginning and end. Again, you got to think in the abstract here. I might have to explain this further. If only I had a cartoonist here, I really do this really well. But I got what I have here, and there you have it. Okay, so then there's the hey, which is the 5, that is generally linked with one having grace and redemption, God's grace, or the life that he lives. That's moved by the Spirit. Added Christian viewpoint is know that this number has also been used in reference that deals with freedom and completeness. See, it's funny. There's a I'll tell you what, today's modern Christianity, especially here in America, we really got some issues. The whole term is perfect. Where do you think the term completeness comes from? Yeah, perfect. So I'm made perfect through Christ Yeshua. So if anybody comes to me and says, you're not perfect, I said, of course I am. I got Jesus in me. That's perfection or completeness. People really get caught up on those words. Maybe that's why I'm caught up in words or ancient Hebrew. And then we go with the Vav, which is 6. That is almost for the most part dealing with the number of man. Know that this number is also used when referring to human labor or secular completeness. The number 6 is also attached when describing the constant battle between man's flesh and the spirit that lies from within. So there you have it. The numerology, the numeric words that go to each letter. Numeric words? I don't know, that's not good. The numerology. Let's go numerology. The numerology to every letter, to every word that we read in the ancient Hebrew. I mean, look at that. Think about that for a second. Let's move on. All right. So the separation of heaven and earth. You notice how that I addressed that there? We see separation between heaven and earth. What is the separation? Well, it's things that separate us, the sin. Well, the sacrifice is what that gets us back into quote-unquote God's graces. So what do we know about God's grace and sin? The sin is what separates us, right? But yet, therefore, what divides us? For what matter, what unites us? Okay, we're divided, yet what unites us? Interesting. There it is. Kind of simple, isn't it? Almost too simple. The saving grace of the Almighty God through Jesus Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach. Understand, there is only one way, one truth, and one life. When we're looking at the crucifixion, we're looking at way back in the day of creation itself. At a time where things were made void. Not just void, it was made void. To be void. Pretty deep. I don't know, this is Time of Night Watchman, Time of Night Watch Time, commentary, information, Bible, prophecy stuff. See ya! Don't be ya. And I hope and pray that you are one of the ones who go through the narrow way, because there is no other way. In Jesus Yeshua's name, amen. And Night Watchman is out.